Thank you. Actually, very excited. I mean, obviously for myself, it's an honor, but more so for the team that was involved in the project. You know, we as a team at AMP identified nearly 5 years ago we were going to go on this journey of transforming IT, and a big part of that we did last year, and that was with replacing a system that had nearly a 20-year legacy or 20-year history within our organization. Where it has grown, and it was custom built and very heavily relied on some individuals within the organization, to where we want to be very agile and very nimble and be able to be supported through the next 20 years. And so the effort and time that went in that, a lot of casualties, both in resources as well as people along the way, but we're very excited that we were recognized for what became a great success for us and continues to be a project that we can add on and bring value to not only our organization but to our members that we serve. We're a wholesale power and services provider, an electric utility based in the Midwest, and so one of our operations systems is called SCADA, which stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. And specifically what that system does is it monitors the amount of electricity that's either being produced or consumed. So produced out of a power plant or generation station, or consumed by a substation with one of our member communities. And so the system that we had in place, like I said, was used. It's been around over 20 years history, and it had went through a series of integrations of upgrades, but during that time became very heavily customized and specifically was supported by 2 individuals in our organization. We use that system for everything. We use that system, it allows us to create bills and understand how much electricity is consumed so we can send those bills to our members. We use that system to control, do predictability or power supply planning to understand how much electricity we need to plan for a certain community. We use that system to understand load and forecasting as well. And so going after this system and to replace it was not an easy task, and so it took a lot of people to come to the table. So what we had here was an off-the-shelf system that had tons of customization and a lot of code around it that either hadn't been documented or was no longer supported. And so we started with an assessment where we looked at the technology that was available. We wrote a very thorough requirements document, and we looked for, ideally, we were looking for somebody that could come in off the shelf at 80% or better and supply our needs. We were fortunate enough to find out with the vendor we chose. We came in there. Today we have a system that we can respond to in weeks for changes versus months and years as before. We have a system that we can find support and talent for very easily. We have a system that we know will be supported and secure in the future, which is getting us to a point that we weren't before and allows us to do things like business intelligence. We got a big mobile initiative around this system where we'll be able to send alerts and have people in the field get information they'll need around generation and the different facilities that we'll own. So at the end of the day, it's going to be very helpful, and it's going to provide years and years of value. When you're coming into a project like this, one of the biggest things that you have to do is listen. And I would be lying to say if we didn't always listen, that we always listened, and the times we didn't necessarily listen and we tried to dictate. But what we did a really good job of is bringing the parties together that needed the system. Because see, this isn't a single department system, this is really an enterprise system. Like I mentioned, billing and accounting need this system, power supply and energy control needs this system, our generation operations folks need this system. So bringing those individuals together and really listening to what it is they want to accomplish. The other part about that is being able to do the change management. So as I mentioned, the system that we had in place, while it was, percentage of it was off the shelf, it was really a homegrown system. So there was a lot of people that kind of wanted to keep their arms around that system. And making sure that we communicated with both the IT staff as well as the business staff that we're not after the system. The system's not the target of what we're trying to do. The target of this is to become more innovative, more agile, be able to respond to the business needs quicker, and to create a system and a department that's sustainable beyond those of us in this room. So I think what we used is that message back to the staff. And then ultimately what we did is we listened to business problems, and we knew what we had before and how it solved those. And so the baseline was getting to there and then putting innovative things on top of it. More information on the screen, better reporting for our members, better ad hoc as well as plan reporting. And then, as I mentioned, as we're doing things now with introducing mobile applications, more dashboard, more information out there, it's just going to continuously reap benefits to our members and our people that are working in the system now. You know, this is a big project. You know, we'll be a year in this project. Year from go live on May 3rd of this year. So it's been 1 year of live. We're in like phase 4 of this project. This project will have probably at least one more phase before it's fully complete. But it will, like I mentioned before, it will reap benefits for the next 10 years. And it will really be something that the people that on my staff and the people within the business that were the champions and led this project will be able to carry around as a badge of success for them and their future, as well as AMP and wherever they decide to go.